Welcome everybody to another marketing review. This time we're going to pick the second popular thing that's on Viator, and what we're going to look at is we're going to look at this little Havana food and walk-in tour in Miami. Now, I've taken this tour and I have to say that first off, it's one of the coolest tours I've ever taken. And if you ever have a chance to take a food tour in a different city, I highly recommend it because those are the things that give you a chance to experience a restaurant that you might not ever go into just because of the outside. At least that's what happened to me. And so I was able to try some different restaurants, try some different locations that I might not have visited. And we're going to do a review. And don't forget, these reviews, I'm not being sponsored by anybody. I'm not being sponsored by Viator. I'm not being sponsored by Little Havana Food and Walk-in Tour. This is just my own review, and we do it on a marketing thing. That's what we do. We take a look at the marketing and see if we can find anything that can help them or what a customer would normally do. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I want to point out is the reviews. If you look at this, it's 5,713 reviews. Oh, and by the way, this is on a timer. So I'm going to put a timer here, and I'm going to do a 5-minute timer. I already took a minute, so I'm going to do this on a timer. So all these videos are 10 minutes, but we do the marketing review. So the first thing is I've seen this picture before, and I know this lady, and I just want to quickly look at these pictures, and the pictures look good. Not sure about that one. If I click more, I always like to look at the pictures, right? Because this is going to be an idea of what you're going to experience. They have 68 pictures. This is why it's a top destination. So I'm just going to click through and say, they're going to be on point. Again, I'm going to tell things what I don't like and I do like. What I do like right here is this overview. Now, if you're a marketing person and you're in this business, it's nice to do a little highlight. This little highlight section is colorized. It looks nice. And then I'm just going to quickly review. Experience the sights and sounds of Miami's vibrant Little Havana neighborhood on this guided walk-in food tour. Explore this lively Cuban district and learn about its fascinating history and culture with stops at some of the best family-owned and operated Cuban restaurants in the area. Sample the local cuisine like guava pastries, chicken plantain cups, and flan ice cream, to name a few. Very to the point. The only thing that's not really mentioned right here is how long it lasts. But it does right here. Me personally, I would kind of maybe remind people how long the tour lasts when they're reading a different section. And then what's included: authentic Cuban cuisine served at multiple stops, equivalent to a full lunch. This is true. I've taken this tour. A full mojito, cocktails included. The only thing that, obviously you have to be of age, unlike other tours that charge extra for it. So they know that there's some competition when the second point, visit a cigar factory. Our tour provides fascinating culture narrative. Top culinary expert delivers the perfect combination. We keep our group small for a more personalized experience. So far, all that is on point. Now, additional information: confirmation, re-signed bookings, wheelchair accessible, stroller, included in the top 10 food tours in my U.S. Haven't been the first company to offer tours in Little Havana since 2010. That is something that most people don't realize, is that they were the first ones to do this, and that's huge. There's less than a half-mile walk. Now, this is important right here because there is less than a half-mile walk. Along the way, there are plenty of rest stops. Now, in the summer in Miami, it does get hot. So the only thing is maybe bring an umbrella. I would say bring an umbrella. Let's look at 14 more points here. Infants must sit on laps. Not sure about that one. Transportation surfaces wheelchair most travelers. We tour rain or shine. Okay, that's good to know. Now, what I want to do right here is I'm going to copy this, because I believe what happens to people is they go on the internet and they search. And when they search, they're looking at different things about it, and they're coming across. So they got Viator, we are on Viator, Little Havana walking tour. So all of a sudden now, if we click on this, this is not the company that it's providing these tours. This is a different company. This is where they said in the thing is that there's other companies, they were the original. So all of a sudden, look how quickly we're on to another person's section. And what I want to do is see how much they charge, starting at $75. And if I come over here, this is $69. That's good to know because it's actually cheaper. And let's just get back out and go back to our Google search. And so we have Little Havana walking tour. Miami culinary tours are already Little Havana culture and walking tour. Now, what I find interesting is that this description is already a little bit different than what they have on Viator, which this person has already tried to jump on board of that. So they added Little Havana walking tour, which matches the Little Havana walking tour in the Viator description, which doesn't match the Little Havana food and culture tour description on their own website. And I'm just kind of scrolling down. And as a marketing person, I'm trying to find some interesting things that I can point out. So now what I want to do is Little Havana. So now I'm going to go back into Viator. I'm going to search Little Havana and see how many different food tours. Little Havana food and walking tour, best Little Havana food and walking tour, 2 Little Havana introductory walking tour. There's a few of them. And I think that is something that's worth noting. And already that there's a couple different companies that do it. Now, maybe the motivation is for these companies to try to go with the cheapest one. Let's click on Get Your Guide Partnership. Now, if we walk here, we do, here is $69, $63, rum tasting. So let's click on what I'm trying to do is see how many times your business gets listed. So this is the first one. The picture doesn't match. So if I'm looking for a little consistency, I'm trying to see if I can find the pictures. And I don't know if this picture really works to be their lead picture. I would encourage to pick a different one because it looks a little confusing. This looks a little bit better. And if I click this one, this is a different company, Miami Boat Cruises. So it looks like this company is reselling them, and which is all fine. That's all part of the industry. But I think if you look at some of it, they have 66 reviews, and that is going to tell us a few things. But now I just want to click on their website and I want to see what their marketing is. So I'm going to come here, and now I'm going to jump to YouTube, and I kind of want to see, because this is what people do all the time. They move around and they click different things. So Little Havana. So this is Little Havana Cuban tour, food in Little Havana, and I'm just looking to see if the owned company has a video listing for their business. And this is where marketing pays off, too, right? So you want to be listed, you want to have a YouTube video, and you want to navigate around. So here is a picture. This is a Get Your Guide. This is a Get Your Guide listing or an advertisement. But they have a picture of Bayside Marketplace, which is a little bit interesting. So let me just go back here. Now I want to go and visit their website, which is Miami Culinary Tours. So I'm going to do that as well, Miami Culinary Tours. And I just want to take a peek at what they got listed here. And Little Havana. See, this little picture, this is kind of iconic. So if I'm kind of looking around, this is the one that's on Viator. This is the main image on Viator. This is the main image on Little Havana. Now, if you just kind of tied those things together, it might create a little bit more synergy to decipher which tour is yours. Now, that could be something that's subjective and opinionated, but my opinion is that that gives you a chance to be kind of recognized a little earlier. Now, my time's almost up on this quick little description of the second popular thing to do on Viator, which is the Little Havana food tour. Now this time, this is only because this is one of the most popular things to do, and we kind of just did a quick review to kind of point out some things. Now, if you're in the marketing industry and you want your company to be reviewed, please hit us up, and we'd be happy to kind of review your product and give you some pointers on what we see initially when we do a couple Google searches, and that's what we think is helpful. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this series, because we're going to be doing this more and often. We're going to do this more and more often. Is we're going to take a company and just look at their marketing and see if we can kind of give any suggestions or some reviews. All right, we're going to put a link down below where you can buy this tour. I have been on this tour. I love the company, and it's highly recommended, especially in Little Havana. You get to try some food, and some Cuban food. Love it. All right, thanks for watching, and see you again next time.